All right. What's good?
Show. We locked in with another episode of Three in the Hole podcast. You already know we locked in tonight.
Yeah, we in.
We got
locked in.
50, definitely.
Yes.
So just to jump out the gate, I'm your boy Knowledge, and we got
Basha.
Basha.
Yes.
Basha B in the building. Basha, you wasn't here last week.
No, I was sick.
Yeah.
I was sick, so excuse me if I still feel, or sound a little stuffy.
Oh no, you good. I think
But I'm glad to be here today.
yeah, that's what I was saying, cause everybody get touched with it. I was down for about a couple weeks. Now I was down for a couple weeks.
It was scary though.
Yeah.
I was scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking don't give me COVID. Just don't give me anything. No monkeypox, no COVID, no any of this. None of it. But it turned out it's just a small little bug. So I'm good. I'm happy to be back.
Yeah, and that's what time is, because we missed you last week. We ran with DJ and them last week, man.
Okay.
But it was pretty nice, because I don't think we've been on in a little minute, us three. So
That was good. So
yeah,
you rocked out. That's good. As long as the name's still moving, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What's been going on with you this week?
I have been doing a few business moves throughout the week.
Okay.
Shout out to Smoke One Lounge and Jay Martin and them boys up there in Newport Richie. We've been locking in with them.
Oh, you been partying? You been hanging
No,
out?
I've been working. I ain't gonna lie. She said, cause she never.
Because I hung out with y'all.
I know.
Listen, I hung out with them. It was a long ride back to Tampa.
It was.
It was a long ride.
But she got a chance to see the atmosphere. She got a chance to see, the vibe in the building, and I thought that was real key.
Absolutely. It was nice. I love the vibe. So definitely shout out to Jay.
For real.
He showed a lot of love, with the drinks and, DJ with the songs. And
Yeah.
So we rocked out.
Yeah, we did our thing.
Probably why I was sick last week.
Yeah, what? Hey, but you know what though too? The way this little bug is, you can't really control it, because we got everybody going back to school right now.
Definitely.
It's crazy right now. So I think not only yourself, but everybody, we just got to protect ourselves now.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely do. I mean, I know we kind of out of the shadows of COVID, but, we definitely got other, things to be worried about. Definitely wash your hands. Don't rub your face. You don't want to look like the monkey man.
Yeah, you don't want to look like that dude.
Because
he was on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, you don't want to look like that dude.
Definitely.
That dude was truth. Godly. I was just rocking out, and I know we was talking earlier, the monkeypox, ugliness, and just how human beings can be ugly at some point in their life. You know what I'm saying? And how it's hard to come to certain agreements, because you have individuals, that financially may not be stable, or lack of insecurity, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of violence going on in relationships.
It is. So, just over the situation. Thank you.
So,
guys can hit me a little better. But definitely, when it comes down to, like you say, awareness of things, definitely with your health, with your relationships, with all kind of things. So that takes us into this week, what we're going to dive into with our open dialogue. And it's just more so, I know recently, I don't know if you have seen, but every time I open this blue app, or if I'm on Instagram, or if I'm getting news alerts, it's usually black males are killing their girlfriends. It's a second incident I have seen within a week's time of a mom of multiple children being murdered by their significant other, whether it's their baby father or boyfriend or husband. It's
Yeah.
just, it's becoming more frequent every time, have you seen those?
Yeah, I mean, I've been paying close attention to them, but what's so sad about it is that because what's so sad about it is it's becoming normal.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be normal. It should not be normal. It should not be a normal behavior.
Well, you got, Blueface, and you got, the little chick that he with. She all over the show. What's her name? It's Christian.
I think so.
Yeah.
What show you talking about?
She's on Baddies, but just
Okay.
the whole overall of their toxic relationship, of them beating each other up and
Yeah.
fighting, it's been over where, so just glorifying situations like that makes real situations that's going on when these females are being murdered by these guys, like, oh, what did she do to get him to push it? It's not more like, let's sympathize to her and her children or the family has to bury. It's more so she must have tried him, or she must have did these things, or she was toxic to him as well. So that's where I kind of like, I want to more dig into more for us, from you as a male, and me as a female, what's too much, when it comes down to domestic violence, so it got to get to that point.
I think it all stems from mental health. And the reason why I say the mental health part is because it's mental. It's something that you think about, and it's a reaction. You just boom. And some people contemplate.
That's scary.
Yeah.
If it can go from this to that within a short period of time, and that's why the mind is so powerful. I'm big on that. I love the mind, because the mind can click. It can be a good click or it can be a bad click. And everybody says, "Oh, you don't know what you would do in these situations until it happens to you."
Right.
But that's scary, right?
But why? You don't know how you will react until it happens to you.
Right.
We shouldn't even be getting to that point that it's happening.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
I mean, what can we? I mean, mental health, domestic violence, all of it is just. I feel like it's a control. It's all built on control.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're telling the person you're gonna do this, and if that person don't react the way you want them to react, it becomes a problem.
It does.
You know what I mean? And I think that as humans, we all have our own ability to do what we want. The man above gave us our own. We all are free moral agents out here on this earth.
Absolutely. And that's the part where I want to more so just, I'm a very inquisitive person. If you haven't found out by now, I love to know things. So when I see these young women, they're young. They're not even making it into their 30s, and they're in these deep committed relationships to the point where these men are saying, if it ain't me, it's nothing,
Wow.
And half of the time, the reason they're getting murdered is because they're deciding to move on with their life. And it can go both ways. I don't want to just put it on the females being murdered, because if you watch Snapped and all these
it's crazy out there.
females,
Yeah. What? Pop, 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 pop.
they get shot too. It's not a laughing matter.
No, but I know what you mean.
know.
Because Snap make it funny, because of the reenactment, because I was watching one in the day. It was weird, but it's funny, but it's not funny. Because people are losing their lives, to senseless violence because of love or lust. And people, we got to take it back to the old school when, you brought your girl roses and flowers and you walked on the beach holding hands, and you got to continue to do that. Y'all, we smoking this weed and people on these drugs. It's a bad combination right now.
Yeah. I just think people fall in love with expectations of what they're missing within themselves. So when that person is failing to give them those things that they're needing, it's more so like, I feel like I got to beat it out of you or control it out of you. But it's something that is not going to be even still fulfilled when you're done doing those things, because it's something in you.
Right.
It's something that you got to kind of put into perspective of, why am I reacting this way? Why am I angry when I'm feeling, when I'm feeling like I'm unloved? Why do it have to result to those angry measures? And to me, that's where I'm more trying to figure out what it comes down to the domestic.
That's why I say it's control. When you say like the mental part, it's control, and you have to look at this. Let me ask you this question: when you are watching this on TV, what do the environment around the crime scene look like?
Oh yeah, it's usually hectic. It's usually a big fight.
I mean, the conditions. Are they in mansions? Are they in rural areas when they killing their mates? You know, what are the conditions? You know, because they show you the crime scene,
right? But
they
to
kill
be
them
honest,
in the home. They kill them.
It's everywhere because you got the top CEOs losing their jobs or losing $1 million deals, and then they're coming home and they offing the whole family. You know what I'm saying? Then you got low income women as well. Project living projects. I mean, it doesn't matter.
What I'm saying is, I know you're saying it don't matter, but what I'm saying is that you said earlier, you was like the statistics show that in our culture we have a lot of domestic killings. Yes. So what I'm asking you, what are the conditions when you look at the scene of where the person got killed? That 9 times out of 10 they get killed at home. So you able to, they back the camera out, they show the house, they show the area. How are the conditions? Are the conditions great? How are the neighborhoods? How do they look?
I mean, to me, it's the hood. It's hood areas, but I just can't get my mind around just the environment because it's not like you all know that saying. It's not where you live; it's how you live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can still be in that environment, but you're living to your true ability that you can afford at the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? The situation that you're putting within your home has nothing to do with the outside environment. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that these people would be more likely to be aggressive if they were more successful?
I still think it would be a chance because it doesn't matter. It's like when you get a athlete or you get someone who's a rapper or any of those natures, even though with all this fame and this money, they're still the same person. So if they still have those same insecurities that they had when they were broke, it's just going to be the same insecurity as a rich nigga, or as a rich female, whichever one. It's still going to trail with you. So that's why you can get certain people, when you be like, well, he got all this money. Why he or she, already reached this much? Why she acting wilding out like that? It still don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still you. It's still within you.
So that's what you feel, how Rich, what's the guy name? He in jail right now? Not Rich Homie.
Young Thug.
Young Thug.
Young Thug. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think with that kind of situation,
with money,
Well, I think with that situation is a lot of rappers, to me, feel like they got to keep 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Because if you're not keeping that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, are you really a street nigga?
But is that a part of being aggressive?
I don't think it's part of being aggressive. To me, I think it's just something that you're raised on. You got to think for generations. I'm a product of a generation where you as a kid, you sleep in the next room and you hearing your parents tearing down the next room, but you can wake up the next day and breakfast on the table and you go to school like nothing. It becomes something.
For real, I ain't never heard that before. But I do get it. I get it.
It's so normal. I grew up in a house where I'm telling you, it was so normal for me. I was raised by my grandma, and she had a mate that was a little younger than her. So I was a little girl just waking up the next day like, okay, what's good? Everything, I'm ready to go to school. But having to fail to kind of switch on like what I just heard last night, what I'm saying? All night fighting.
Right.
And that's why I can say I think a half of the aggression comes from either receiving that behavior or rejecting that behavior. Right. See, with me, I was more of a rejection. So my aggressiveness in relationships came from that, like, nah, you ain't coming in here with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have dealt with that growing up. So now that I'm on this, I'm on the rejection side. But I feel like a lot of males become on the receiving end where they see that as more of like, if it was being able to be controlled within my house, now I got to do the same methods to control my house.
Right. And that makes some sense. Does that make you tougher?
I don't think it makes you tough to yourself. it's feeding some type of ego within yourself. I really do. I think it feeds some type of, I don't know what it feeds. I'm not that type of person that would feel like I have to put my hands on someone for them to understand me.
Right.
But for some people that don't know how to express those emotions, yeah, it's definitely.
I see that and that's what we do. We're gonna bring it back to the original situation about being domestic. A woman can have domestic traits.
Yeah, we can.
You know what I'm saying? Because
can.
I mean, just how you just expressed it and just explained it, somebody else could have took it a different way. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh yeah, she aggressive too. Just because of what she heard, and it made her more strong with it.
Exactly. That's why I was going to say you can either be on the receiving end of it, to where you become the aggressor, or you, like I say, you can be on the rejection end of it, where you're like, I'm just not standing for it. So it is not a pleasant situation to even be in either or side.
Right.
I feel, but I know as Black individuals that we gotta recognize that. We gotta understand, like, are we aggressive in certain situations? Right. Because we don't have to murder someone to be considered domestic violence.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it could be just us. I don't like what you said to me, so now I'm gonna, hit you in your mouth or whack you or pick up something or throw something. Those are traits of domestic violence, and that's, you need help.
Yeah.
At that point, I feel like you need to be able to sit down and say, you know what, why am I so aggressive right now?
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to trickle into every relationship that you have, not just with your spouse. That's falling on your kids, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to fall into, no one can even blow at you at the red light. Now you jumping out the car ready to, and that's putting you in messed up situations by your anger. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like your anger's having the steering wheel of your car, and you just, in it, the passenger.
Wow, that's crazy. She right. But that's all about mental health. It all goes back to mental health. And people just, woosah.
Yeah.
Because if you woosah, you think about it, take a deep breath, let it out through the mouth, then express yourself. Take a deep breath first. Most of the time, people, they just, when they hold their breath in and they just go head first. Stop. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Think. And then act. Because I think you'll get a lot more out of it. You already know.
Definitely. You got to be able to get tuned into yourself. You got to be able to really know what's your, like I say, how far can you go if you're pushed into certain situations. Because if I'm pushed into a situation where I don't know the outcome, I ain't got time to be in that situation. Right. I don't know about you. So I can't wake up in jail or, messed up the next day because I couldn't control my, my aggressiveness when it comes down to situations. If it has nothing to do with putting me or my children at risk, I ain't really got time to be waking up in a jail cell.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, I was in a situation like that.
You were?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It was a tough situation. And I felt like it was horrible, you know what I mean? Because I felt like I wasn't aggressive to the situation. I was aggressive to what was going on around the situation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And my mind was running at another pace. And I felt like, we needed to get like some understanding because I felt like it was falling apart.
Wow.
So
how did it get to that point? Because you good. Everybody got that honeymoon stage. They call it the dating and we all good.
This was 10 years ago, so it's kind of vague, but it was a financial issue.
Okay. Usually it's
something happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it just turned into the name calling. And I'm gonna tell you something. The name calling is what strikes the fire.
It does.
The name calling, because you don't just react. You know what I'm saying? It got to be some disrespect, and then you hit somebody low to the blow, and then that's when people normally get really,
That's true. To
the next level.
Because, like you say, sometimes one thing about me, I can forgive you for what you did to me.
Yeah.
But I never could forget what you said to me.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah.
Because I still look at you and remember what you said.
Right.
And that's the, kind of the screwed up situation for myself. Because you can, I'd rather you hit me than the name call and the derogatory statements, and it's weird for me. And I don't support domestic violence. I'm not of that, but it's just for humans, we will forgive a person physically before we forget mentally.
Yeah, that's why I say, in the word it says the tongue is sharper than a two-edged sword, because I know I had a part earlier with a comedian, and we was talking about sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Those words, that's how it used to be, because we were supposed to be built mental tough back in the day. You had to, your father had to walk 30 miles to catch the bus just to go to school and ride another 20 miles to school. Come back, walk another 20 miles. You talking about mental toughness? You had to be mentally tough to get out there and walk 30 miles to go to catch a bus.
And not only that, during the time where you couldn't even, really say nothing.
It was racism going on.
Yeah, I would say you couldn't say anything.
Like, you telling me that them people was not mentally tough. It was like those people had to be mentally tough because of what's going on. Now, you give so much freedom to so much buffale that it allows for people to fall into depression because we don't keep them at a standard. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And so since we don't keep them at a standard, we allow them to go ahead on and lay down instead of help them up. Let's help them.
Let's help them.
You know what I'm saying? Let's figure out a way to get this man a job. Let's figure out a way. It's day labor. If you see all these people laying on the side of the street, but see, those people have to want it.
Yeah.
If they don't want it, then you can't want it for them.
You can't. And I was just about to say, but it goes back to.
I know I was right because I was finna go. You got me.
No, it's okay. It's a pod. It goes back, and like you say, into what we're kind of conformed to doing.
Right.
As black people, we're more so conformed to anything that we've been told to just shh about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the older people still have that mentality when it comes down to what they're dealing with, or if they need help, because it came to a point where what was their voice? What was their opinion? What did they stand on? They didn't really have a lot to stand on, including, like you saying, going back to domestic violence. I know we kind of turned off of that, but we could slide over into this topic about conformity when it comes into the black neighborhoods. The help is not there, because I feel like the help that we seek is more so looked down upon, even by our own people.
Right, but how much help how can we get the help out there to take care of as many families as it is out there that need it? It's not a lot of people that's
I think first of all, you got to make it open to help.
Well,
a lot of people are scared to even say they need help. And I done seen, I hate to say it like that, but my dad, he's in the street himself as an older black guy. He's 71 years old, and he's still out there, you know what I'm saying? He's one of those people where you would swear up and down, like, where are your family? You know what I'm saying? What you doing? But he chooses to be out there because of that reason. He have become that person of the family for the years, to where it's like, if I come to help, then it's, oh, what you need from me, or what you got, or I ain't got it, or I don't come asking for money, or I ain't got this. So when you get that over the years of time, how you feel coming back, you know what I'm saying, to these same people that done turned you down, so they do prefer to just live out there and not get the help and not ask for the help, because we the first people that shut it down before the people that need to help us even get to us. We shut our own family members down.
Yeah, we do.
So that's one of those situations where you got to kind of dig deep and just really say, what can I do to change this? Not what we as an individual, a whole, because I think we too far gone as a black community when it comes down to even asking for help, even for females with kids, even for males. Y'all got to carry the weight, and when y'all come up $1 short, now y'all are broke, F and this and that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when it shouldn't be like that, and then shout out to the daddies that is, taking their kids McDonald's, man, for real.
Oh, just they kids.
Just their kids. Man.
Just they kids.
If you got enough money to take for all the kids, do so. But then definitely make sure Junior is eating.
No, because we gonna bring that up. I felt like he should have, if needed. He should have brought the little boy outside.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
Put him in a car, drove around the block, went to the park, ate your little McDonald's, hey, and go back up the stairs. He could have went upstairs with a cup, the little drink. The kids go, that's it. Yeah. Not the whole meal.
Yeah, because the other kids, they ain't gonna want the doggone green beans, and they don't want that.
Nah, because them kids get back in the room. My daddy, where your daddy?
Oh man.
And if you don't want to get in, even though, like I say, it ain't all on him.
Right.
The chick had some wrongdoing. Chicks have wrongdoing in it too. You can't have babies by all these individuals and think that you know what I'm saying, gonna suck a one to take care of them all when you put yourself in that situation.
That's true. That is true. Do you think that situations like that could turn into domestic violence?
Yeah, I do. Because she got one sucker.
my dog keep it trilling.
She got one sucker, so she either gonna suck him, when it comes down to if she don't, bring all this food for these kids, she gonna swing on him, or he may get tired of it and swing on her, like for trying him. So it can go either or. Those are the type of situations where you gotta kind of look for, you know what I'm saying, and try to see the pattern in the situation. Everybody think the underdog is the weak one, but that be the one that usually turn to violent.
There she go. We locked in with another episode of Three in the Hole podcast, man. Shout out, man, to the Bizup. We definitely we definitely trying to do something different too with the podcast. Anybody that's out there that's in the community that's writing books, we just want to shout out to these individuals. White Girl, by Marlo Jenkins. Definitely want to lock into that book. We definitely want to shout out her and what she got going on. Lock in. Three in the Hole podcast.
We're gonna read it. We're gonna get her on here. We're gonna read it. I guess it looks like a good read.
Yeah. So we definitely gonna check that out and we're gonna read it. So we
definitely got it.
Let's see this, and that's right up her alley. Cause
I was gonna say
I don't like doing all that. That's gonna be on Basha. She gonna be locked. And I'm just playing. But we had a real interesting episode tonight. Definitely want to lock in to the channel, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Share that thing.
Yes.
Got anything?
No, just tune in to Gate Talk, Small Business Wednesdays. Still rocking. You can hit me up for any business consulting if you need that. But I'm definitely rocking with you every Friday.
Man, we locked in. And you know what? I know we say Friday, but sometimes our schedule may alter. So you may not never know when you catch us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are definitely in a fortress.
Well, that's why you should subscribe.
Yeah.
You'll get the link. You'll get the video when it drops.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Bing. We out of here. Three in the Hole. Lock in.
All right.